Hello everybody, it is Kitsune, and today I am going to be doing a video I have joked about doing for a long time to my friends. And I am just so bored at 2 AM in the morning, I am actually going to do this. Send help. We are going to be ranking every texture in Shadow of the Colossus in a tier list. And this is every texture from the PS2 version, specifically the PAL release in Europe, because it is the most up-to-date version of the textures. Um, it's possible the Korean or Chinese versions got some changes, but I doubt it. I've deleted most textures I'm not interested in, so like fonts and stuff, especially because PAL has to have like multi-language versions of everything, and it's just awful. This is my second time attempting to record this. I accidentally closed the window last time. Thankfully, I was only up to that texture, so it's not too bad. So I've got all my resources here. I've got my window with the texture names, I've got my list of developer signatures, and I've got the credits, so if I don't remember anyone's name I can recall. Actually, the developer signatures has those written down. Anyway, let's begin. First off, we got an interesting texture, AB underscore branch 01E. So let me explain what the AB is. As part of the workflow for Nico, which is Shadow of the Colossus, texture artists were expected to sign their work. So AB is a developer signature. It is the developer signature of Katsuhiko Abe, who was a field designer on Ico as well, who left Nico very early on. I think he only worked on the pilot movie. So these are actually some of, if not the oldest textures for Shadow of the Colossus that we have. So this is AB Branch 01E. I would say this is a B tier texture. It's pretty good. It's a nice like thorny branch, but it looks a bit silly to me. But foliage is going to get high ratings for me because it's very versatile where you can use it. Next is AB Cactus 01E. I'm gonna be completely real. I don't know if this texture is used anywhere. I think there's cacti somewhere north that I'm just forgetting, but this is gonna be a C tier for cactus. It's a nice texture that does its job well, but it's a very specific thing. You need to be making cacti to use this. So, you know, how good is it, right? Next we've got a AB Grass 02B. This is another RB texture. Very good, very versatile. And with it, we're going to place AB Grass 02C. So these are the B and C variants of Grass 02. The difference is the color slightly. What happened to Grass 01? We don't have it. Might be in an earlier version, but it's not in the PAL files. Next is AB Grass 03B. This is going to go down a... I'm torn because it's less versatile, but it's also a very pretty texture. I'm gonna put it in B. It's a great texture. It's definitely more based on cattails, or like reeds than regular grass. So it's a little less versatile, but it's very pretty. Although the resolution is quite low. Next up, we got AB Grass 05A. So we're actually missing Grass 04. This is alright. It reminds me of aloe vera, but actually, like I don't know where you'd use this. I honestly don't know, like, the use case for this. It's ugly. I'm sorry. I said it was alright, but now looking at it, I'm like, that's ugly. I'm sorry, Abe. Next up, we're also missing Grass 06 apparently. This is Grass 07A. I think this is one that's meant to be looked top down. It's gonna be a D tier as well. That's very useless. You know, like maybe you have the cattail on top of it, and it's like a lily pad. I don't know. I don't know where that's meant to be used. And now we got Grass 08 from Abe. This is nice. I like this texture. It's a little less versatile, but it's nice. It's a thistle. Next up, we got AB Kuki 01A. I'm guessing this is meant to be like a stem or something, but that's a D tier texture. I have no idea what it's meant to be used for. Next we have AB underscore SK Bush 01C. So this is actually a Shimaoki-san, which is SK, texture that Abe has then modified, so Abe's signature has been appended to the front before SK, which is Shimaoki-san's texture. This is a great texture. You can do a lot with it. I think it was actually a variant. There were many variants of this texture. I think Griffin Stage Valley was using these for bush objects that may have been required for Griffin's fight. I'm not sure. It's a very nice texture. Next up, we got AB Trio 3C. It's a C tier texture. It's not the best looking bark, but it looks nice. This is AB Trio 4A. Same texture, a little darker. I think it looks more pleasing to the eye. I'll put that in B tier. Next up we have AB Zaso 01C. Excellent texture, extremely useful. This might actually be what the Valley Bush was using while it was thing there. If I have this theory that Griffin may have involved lighting a grass fire at some point, and Omura-san might have been the one working on that. I don't know. These are A and B textures that are empty and just not rendering anything. For posterity's sake, those were A and B, A4, A5, B3. A4 and A5 aren't even their own quadrants in later versions, so that explains that. And B3 was where the sluice was. I'm not sure why it doesn't have an ambient texture. I guess it's such a tiny little quadrant in the released game. AMB B4. So this is an ambient texture, which I think the game uses as a texture lookup to determine things like shadowing and perhaps whether Wonder's sword can actually detect the sun. So we'll put this in C tier. I like Gravewind. This is Naga's arena, or the 10th Colossus if you want to go by numbers. It's a good texture. Another AMB that's not working, that was AMB B5. AMB B6, still no idea why this is in the game, but this is going to be this is going to be an S tier texture because it tells us about cut content. B6 exists in the E3 demo, and it's actually reused from a bit of Stonehenge, which was Sirius's arena. But this texture of it, which is an ambient texture, actually shows an oasis on there, which isn't there in the E3 demo, so I don't really know how that happened. Next, Ambient C1, that's broken. This is Ambient C2. This is Ruins, which is Cerberus's arena. It's a tiny texture, but it does the job, so I'll put it in C2. We got lots of ambients that aren't working. C3, C4, C5, and C6. That's gonna be what? That's D1, right? Yeah. Ambient D1. This is Eel's arena. Again, I'll probably put all the ambients around there. That's Lakeside, which is Eel's arena. I'm guessing next is Ambient D2. Yep, Ambient D2. I don't know why D2 doesn't have an ambient texture. Maybe the whole quadrant's black, like dark. This is the Stone Arch quadrant. That's where Devil used to be, though. Next we got Ambient D3. This is Geyser, where Kame is. Yeah, it's a nice ambient texture. No, D4 and D5 are empty. Ambient. What on earth is that? It's tiny. Hang on, I need to zoom this on my photo viewer. What on earth? Oh, that's Canossa. That is Minotaur B's arena, the underground guy with the beard. That's a D tier texture because it's just tiny. It's pathetic, really. Ambient D7 to the Shadow Realm. Ambient D8. This is going to be a cut content one. Very weird. This would have been made probably before the reduction of October 2004. It's got some weird floating islands and shadows, but the key thing is this little piece of terrain in the top right. That would have connected to Sirius's arena that would have been sticking out here in E8. So, yeah, it gives us a little thing. Ambient E1 is empty. Ambient E2 is going to be Knight's arena, right? Yeah. Knight's arena, it's tiny. Oh, I must have accidentally put one of those there. Ambient E3, E4, and E5 are balked. Ambient E6, this is a nice ambient texture. It shows Snake's arena quite well, does it? E7 and E8 and F0 are all empty. No, the spider Colossus was not in F-Zero. This is ambient F1, tiny, that's Leo's arena, which is called Leo's Cave. That's the torch guy. The torch was reused from Griffin. Ambient F2, of course, I'm sorry. Not working. Ambient F3, this is Proto. This is where Mammoth is, the second Colossus. Very cool. Is that? No. Wait, what is that texture? It's... Oh, Ambient F4, this is the Shrine of Worship. Sucks. I go to bed. Ambient F5, this is F5, I guess. It's at least visible. F6 and F7 are not there. This is Ambient F8. This is going to be Sanctuary, which is Ibis's arena. Ibisu. Ambient G1. This is Parthenon. This is Minotaur C's arena. That's okay. Ambient G2. This is Bird's arena. It's just an indistinct blur. At least you can see it. That's Bird's arena. Canyon. G3. Not working. G4 not working. We got Kieran's Hill. Has been updated by this point to show the correct orientation. Very good. So that's Ambient G5. Ambient G6 also working. That's Underground, which is Yamori B's arena. G7 and G6. Oh my gosh, I just realized how much time this is going to take. Well, we're committed to the bit now. G7 and G8 not working. Oh, wait, I was incorrect. That is not Bird's arena. They look similar because they use the exact same geometry. That is Poseidon's Lake. This is Ambient H4. This is Bird's arena. Canyon. My apologies to Poseidon and Bird for getting their arenas that were copy-pasted, mixed up. H6 and H7 not working. H8 is, like, technically working, but it's so indistinct. I'm just gonna have it in there. I have no idea why it's like that. Alright, we got arms icon background. This is the background where your arms are located, which is Wonder's weapons and tools. It's C tier, it looks fine. Arms icon bow, looks great. That's gonna be an A tier. Flash arrow arms icon, that is called arms icon EXP bow S. Alright, I should probably explain. So, the arms icons that we have are all suffixed with _S, which stands for small. This means they are the smaller. They were at one point the HUD had much bigger icons, and then they redesigned them and made them small. No, they didn't redesign them and made them smaller. They shrunk them down and made them smaller. Then they got redesigned, and this is the ones we have. So flash arrow is also nice texture. This hand is this is arms icon hand _S. Beautiful hand, incredible pixel art. It looks great. Arms _icon harpoon _S. It's alright. It's a nice harpoon drawing. Interestingly, there was back when the harpoon was still a base weapon for Wonder, it was called the spear. It actually was called the textures were called spear. So even in like preview versions where we have the old icons, we don't have the spear ones. This should have been fixed by Power. Yes, this is arms icon Eco Sword S. Wait. Yes. This is the Queen Sword icon. Perfectly fine. I'm gonna put that in A8. This is Sun Sword S. Yeah, that's fine. These were actually mixed up in the NTCU release. I think it was fixed for the Japanese release. The actual textures had the wrong names. That's why they appear wrong if you play those versions. Arms icon Sword S. You're gonna see this often. S tier. Looks wonderful. This is the whistling arrow. Yep. Whistle bow. S. Yeah, you're up there. Alright, what on earth is this? Arrow. Alright, this is the arrow texture. Yeah, that looks good. I'd say the arrows in the game look fine. Arrow Exploit. A lot of people don't know. The flash arrows have their own texture. It's green, so that's cool. There are going to be a lot of textures that I just see and I have no idea what they're used for. So this is aura _line. Looks cool, I guess. It's a cool aura line. Alright. This is baby old.png and the one next, sorry, not I've got them as .png, but these would have been .nto files, which stands for Nico Texture Object. Not sure why there's two of them. Oh, one of them is _mip, so one of these has mipmap textures generated for it. I don't know why they would... Why not just have one? Whatever, they're baby textures. Wonder looks fine as a baby. No, I guess they're B tier for baby. Oh god. Oh, I don't know where that was. I think that was there. Baby Wonder's cute. He's Wonder, but a baby. Baby hair honey. This is Wonder's baby hair. Sure. Baby horn. Sure, I guess. It's surprising that Baby Wonder's horns have their own texture. Next we got base mip _cy. Mip means mipmaps. CY, no idea who that could stand for. If it stands for anyone. This is a nice grassy texture. I like it. It's very versatile. Next we got bat _all. I wonder if this is actually something they pulled from the archives of Eco, because Eco was meant to have bats, and this doesn't have a texture name, which makes me think it was made before that rule. Yeah, the bats look great. I like it. That's a tier. Bat eye. That's a D tier texture. Don't know why it's a separate thing, to be honest. I guess it's maybe so... I don't know. Bird feathered. Yeah. Wait, does it actually have that white line on the... that white line is in the texture. I wonder if that was being used for an extend projection, or if it's a mistake. I don't know. I do not know. This is black. This is a texture that is black. I am going to put it there. Boss Cloud Ray. This is... do I have to explain what boss clouds are? Boss clouds are the spiraling cloud that appears when you kill a boss. But, some of you will know this. Let me drink some water. So you know how when we try to find the bosses, we do so by holding our sword up to the light? What if I told you, most of the game's development, that just was not a mechanic. Instead, the active boss would have a boss cloud over it, and that boss cloud would have a beam that projects down on top of where the boss is. So you'd look for the cloud and go to the beam. And obviously, the dead bosses wouldn't have the clouds. So this is a texture that's visible in some early screenshots. I'm not even sure if this is used in the game at any point. I'm not sure why it's in the PAL directory, but this is an effect that was around the main beam that was like a bluish thing, and I think that looks gorgeous. That's a beautiful texture. Next we have Boss Eye A. This is used for, this is the boss's eye texture that gets changed, its color changed by a sheet in the code when the boss needs to thing. That's why sometimes the boss's eyes are white. That's because the colors aren't changing for some reason. So yeah, that's a good texture. Good job, whoever made that. Boss Eye Green. I'm not sure if this is used anywhere. I think this was actually... This might have been used on the cut Eye of the Colossus item. It's alright. Can definitely see how different languages have a different definition of colors. I would not call that green. I would call that cyan. Next we have Boss Icon Set. Gorgeous. S tier. Love it. They're so good. I love them all. Boss Icon Set Debug, which apparently in the PAL version does not have the debug text that would give an initial for the boss over it. For that I'm going to give it a D. It's useless. It's literally exactly the same. D for debug disappointment. Boss Life All. These are things for the boss health bar. Sure. B tier for boss bar. Boss Life Bar. Same thing. That's the thing that actually fills it, I think. Boss Life Glow. This is what gives the cool glow effect. Yeah, that's an A tier. That looks awesome. Boss Worm. We found him. Worm Shadow of the Colossus. No, this is the tentacles that come out of the bosses and try to penetrate Wonder. And give him dormant juice. So that's a B tier for Boss Worm. Boss Blood A. I'm gonna be real, I don't know if this texture is used, because this is definitely like meant to be boss blood getting stabbed out of the boss, but I don't think it ever looks like that in game. That's a B tier texture, it looks nice. Busblood B. D. I have no idea what that's meant to be. Bowline 02. This will be for the shimmer that the bow gets. That would be like an animated texture. The bow's like string actually has like an animated texture, which gives the illusion of it catching the light. It looks quite nice. Bow Refo 1. I have no idea what this is used for. It's just a bunch of white lines, so D. Bow Sight. C for sight if you were not familiar with how that is spelled, I guess. C for citation. It's alright, it's a nice crosshair. Oh, that deserves higher. It's a good crosshair. Alright, we got branch parts, no texture name. Unbelievably versatile. Very good. Whoops. Branch parts 03. Same thing, bit darker. Gonna put it down, not as versatile. Branch parts 04. In between of them. I think that's good. Very nice. This is gonna be Bush 01. We love Bush 01. That's alright. We got butterfly underscore all. This might also be an eco thing. That looks a bit like the butterflies that, cabbage moths that I dislike, but it's a pretty butterfly. Okay, this is a font I've missed. This is button icon set. Control. Okay, that is so tiny I can barely read that. Yeah, it looks alright, I guess, if you like the thing. Cam flash. I'm not sure why that's used. Indeed. Cam flash white. Same thing, except it's a bigger texture. You can't see that because this program scales them up, but... we got Sorbet, Iseki Yoroi Geo1 Mini. I know Yoroi means armor. I know Cerber is short for Cerberus. So this is Cerberus's armor. Yeah, that looks alright. C for Cerberus. These are going to be more of the same. Yeah, this is GR2, GR3, GR4. I'm not sure where these are used. This one's got moss, so it's less versatile. But these are so overexposed in order to make Cerberus look nice, and it's really dark arena. So I don't know if you can really. That one's good. I don't like that one as much. I don't like that one as much. Oh, these don't deserve a D tier. They're not awful. I need to be kinder. 04. Yeah, it's alright. I think that texture was used on Griffin as well. That base, like, pattern. So, Sorbet Tree Skin Buna 02. Alright, you, underscore MIP. You will, this is defiling the sacred thing. It's too small, it's too dark, I don't like it. Check icon back 2. This is used for the check icons, which is the save icons. They were probably called checkpoint icons at one point, and they probably were used for checkpoints instead of like saving in the general world. That's alright. D tier. Check icon F aura. I'm guessing F stands for front. Awesome. I love that it goes like the couch in Eco. F2. Yeah. Why is it F2? They must have had an F1 at some point and redesigned it slightly. Check icon grass. This is just like some grass that goes over it. That's very useful. Crater branch parts S tier. Helped confirm where Phoenix is. This is for Phoenix's arena crater. We love it, folks. CT Forest B. What does CT stand for? Do I know who that is? That's probably not a name if it's a C, because you don't really write out Japanese Romaji with C's. Yeah, I have no idea. It's alright. It's just... it is what it is. Dead branch.png. Oh, sorry, not .ntr will be. B tier. I don't like how twisty it is. It's a bit too silly and whimsical for my taste. Dead branch root. You can't even see that. That's C tier. I don't know what on earth that's gonna be. Dear text underscore L. Again, it's not named. This might just mean Ueda-san was the one who was doing all these animals, or if it was from Eco, but I don't think we've got anything. Wait, what is that in the thing? Is that a signature? No, that's just the front of its face, you idiot girl. I don't know, it's the deer, it looks alright. A for amaze. Oh, I don't know. Disp underscore 2 underscore edit 06. I have no. This is a debug texture. Okay. Dot line 16. Yep, that's what that is. Emon I. C for I see you. Emon face. They completely redid the way they did face textures for this game compared to Eco. And Eco, the face textures are all front facing, while these are side profiles. Emon looks alright. Emon head, Hortai. Oh, these are his bandages. Yeah, they look. That's actually a really nice texture. I'm surprised it's that high quality. We got his mantle. Emon mantle. Awesome. I love that it's called like the boy from Eco's, except yeah, don't tell Eco fans. I think the boy from Eco's like mantle texture looks kind of bad because it's just really flatly colored. Emon mask. I do not know why this is still in the game files. I don't think it's used. This is like an early uncolored version. So, B tier, it's cool, I guess. What is this next thing? Emon mask Hide. I don't know why that's not rendering in this program. It works fine. I guess we're not working. It's just like a velvety texture from the inside of it. It looks alright. Emon mask 02. This is Emon's actual mask. It looks good. I'm not gonna order these within the tiers, by the way. That would be too autistic even for me. I'm not sure if I can say this if you live in a British English speaking country, so if you do, please close your ears for a second. This is Emon underscore muff. I'm not sure what this is used for. It's nice texture, I guess. Emon neck underscore S, which implies there was a larger version of Emon's neck. This is the content people want. I don't know, it's Emon's neck, it's small, it's disappointing, really. Emon ring, this will be for his, like, little ringy things. I don't know, he's a diva, he's got outfits. What is this freaking dark sign from Dark Souls next to us? Emon velvet. Where on earth is that used? How does that got to do with velvet? Oh, it might be referring to velvet shading, which is a shader technique they used. Also known as the fairy shader. I don't know why they would have a texture for it though. I mean, I don't know, it looks cool. Emon, wear A. Yeah, that's a nice bit of clothing. I'm not gonna rate clothing too high because it's not particularly versatile. Emon wear chip. This isn't rendering in the thing, but it renders thing in my image. That's just a small, like, clothing thing. Evis Edge 10. This is gonna be... that's a nice texture, actually. That's an A tier texture. I like that. Evis Edge 13. Too oversaturated, which is sadly was done to a lot of Evis's textures in order to give the illusion of it being in a thunderstorm. Oh, better. Evis Edge A03. Archive of our own, I guess. Yeah, that's good. I like that texture. That's an A tier texture right there. Evis IB3. I don't know why Evis has its own eye texture. I can go there. Evis Hekiga 19. That's a really pretty texture. I really love the intricate engraving or like relief. So I'm gonna put that in S tier. Evis Iwa L3B, probably level 3B. Or maybe that's an I can't tell with the font. Yeah, that's alright, it's a nice stone texture. Evis G-Men 04. Very flat, but I like it. Evis Moyo 03. Sorry, Moyo. I need to extend the vowel thing in there. Evis Moyo 04. Yep, actually, that one's higher, I like it more. Evis Moyo 06, we don't have 05, folks. This is C tier, I don't like that pattern as much. This is 07, it's alright. Like the Eva's textures are like good Moyo textures, but they're like they've got that like high contrast look that I'm not too fond of. Eva's Moyo A6B. Believe it or not, the boss does have color. It's alright. Actually, it's a bit too busy. It's not very versatile. Eva's Moyo J03B. That is a A tier texture. That is very versatile despite it. Moyo K04. Oh, my throat is gonna be ruined. Eva's Moyo U5K Kurai. That's beautiful. That's an S tier texture. Gosh, that's so pretty. Eva's Tree Skin Buna O2C. You'll never be him. That's a nice. As far as it goes, that's nice, but it's not the real one. Eva's Ware G2. Way too noisy. I don't know. You could use it for a really cliffy thing, I guess. I don't know. Eye Edge A2. It's nice for eyes, I guess. Fallen Leaf Q. C tier. And Fallen Leaf Q Green. I think this is actually more useful if you're not going for that autumn vibe, but yeah, it's useful. Far Landscape. This is used for the like distant view of like the entrance temple from the intro cutscene. It might also be used in game. That's a D tier. It's a very boring texture, but it works what it is. So maybe it works for what it's for. I'll give it C tier. Film Noise Flash. No idea what that is used for. Flare Q. This has been split in a quarter in order to increase its resolution because you can then rotate it. That's a pretty color. I like that. Fractal. Yeah, that's nice. Fractal 3 looks exactly the same to me. D tier for copying. Fractal 4. I think this one's gonna be B tier because it'll be more useful because it's not colored, so you can use it as an alpha thing as well. Fractal 5. I think this is just smaller. Fractal. No, this is Frame Light. No idea what that's used for. Fruit A, this is for the first type of fruit. Well, actually, that's kind of ugly. Fruit B01D. Don't like, that's even uglier. Fruit C. I think this is the banana fruit. I like it. I like that they're pink bananas. Fruit D04A. Oh, the banana one, just for clarity, was CO1H. Fruit D04A. This is like the pineapple or durian looking one, right? Probably more of a durian. Fruit EO1B. No idea what that is. It's like the inside of a fruit. Fruit G13 underscore MT. What does MT stand for? I don't know either. That's awful. Fruit G16 MIP. This seems like it would like trigger someone who's got like tryptophobia or whatever it's called. It looks like lotus pods. I don't like it. No, it's actually a nice texture. You might actually be able to get away with using that for like an alligator skin or something. If you wanted to add alligators to the game, I guess. Oh, wait, do these... Yeah, okay, they do show up at least somewhat when I put them there. Fruit Icon. It's a cute little fruit. I like it. I'm also a cute little fruit. At least so I've heard. Fuyodo. That's nice. It's a nice dirt texture. Alright, we got the game over backgrounds. This is birds. A tier. Love that one. Game over background Cerberus. I'm sorry they don't show up very well. These rely on transparency to get their image across. Cerberus also looks great. Default. It's just the sigil icon. That's B for boring. Eel. I'm gonna put you in D tier. The game over backgrounds are nice, but it doesn't work very well for Eel because it's just like You don't see its thing. Game over icon Evis. That's S tier. Shows a cut design of like early iteration of Evis's face that we don't have, with like big monstrous teeth. Very cool. Game over background Kame. Yeah, let's game over BG Kame. Game over BG Kirin. C tier. You can slightly see the eyes. So it's not as bad as Eel, but it still looks really silly. Game over BG underscore Knight. I'm gonna put that up there. If you look at the texture closely, it seems to have been like edited at the top. Debate whether it was to remove the block that it used to have on its head, which I doubt they would have changed, considering Evis is like really out of date, or maybe the sigil was showing. I don't know. It's an iconic image to me. Game over BG Leo. Leo always looks so worried. I love them. They're so cute. Game over background Mammoth. Yeah, that's a good game over background. Kieran deserves to be bumped up to B tier, I reckon. Game over background Minnow A. No, it can go there. It doesn't. Actually, it looks fine. Game over background Minnow B. I'm gonna put this with Kieran. It looks fine, except so I have figured out that when these were rendered from the models, the eyes weren't there. The pupils at least. The eyes were completely empty. All the eyes in these, if you look at it closely, it becomes incredibly obvious, are hand drawn in. Whoever made these, it might have been Hosono-san, forgot to draw the pupils for Minotaur B, so they just look kind of weird. So yeah. Game over BG Minnow C. That's alright. Alright, game over BG underscore Naga. We've got our first tree skin Bunut here. Iconic image. The amount of nightmares this has given people over the years is great. I think it's adorable. It's also showing a cut design. We don't have that Naga model. I really want to see it. I have to know what it looked like. And it's like even creepier because it's in the darkness. He looks so happy. I love him. Creature of great joy and whimsy. This is giving me the strength to keep going. Game over BG Poseidon's next. It's a nice one. Poseidon doesn't really have eyes to focus on, but it still gets the horn tips in, which I think was a good choice. Snake, I'm sorry you're going with Eel. Actually, you're above Eel because it shows more the body, so it's more clear what you're looking at, but it just doesn't work for the Serpentine bosses, except for Naga because it's got a very humanoid face. Yamori B's game over background, also great. Okay. Gauge gradation. I'm guessing that's used for a grade somewhere. This is Gex underscore body. They are canonically lizards. They are referred to as Tokage throughout all supplementary material and the games themselves. Whoever made these textures assumed they would still be geckos like they were planned to be in Eco. Who knows, maybe these textures are still from Eco. I kinda doubt it though, because they looked a bit different. Alright. Gex-Hand B. Gex Hand B. This is Gex enter the gecko. I don't know, it's like C. I don't Gex-Hand L or I don't like where do these get used? Like, oh, it might be like back and front. If you like the underside. But you wouldn't, I don't know. I don't know what context those use. Gex icon. Yeah, it's cute. I like it. It's going up with the fruit. Gex tail aura. Yeah, it's the glowing aura that gives the Gex the Tokage with glowing tails. Their thing, the lizards with glowing tails. Glow line. This is used for the sword. S tier because it just looks so good in game. Grass. This is a transparent texture that you're probably meant to overlay on something else, so that's an A tier. I like that. That's very useful. What on earth am I looking at? Grass C chip. That is great. Oh gosh. Maybe Boy Point was onto something with just having the guards use the same face, because I'm gonna have to go through all of their textures, aren't I? Alright, we got guard A face, her 03. I'm guessing that's meant to be hair. Yeah, those are some luscious locks. This is guard A's face. Guard A face Hige FO4. Why does he have two? Oh, maybe one of the other guards is derived from him. Yeah, that's a handsome mug, I guess. This is guard A face 24. 24 guard faces, 24 Colossi. Think about it. I don't like how the big toe extends like that. Okay. Guard A foot A401 Kogutia. I mean, his feet. I really know that makes me uncomfortable. I don't like how it. I know why it's like that for the mapping. It's actually quite a clever way of mapping it. That's awful. I hate that. Sorry, someone is messaging me. Oh, okay, that is a anime girl showing off her muscular back. That is quite nice. Guard A foot A1 Murasaki. Why is it named something completely different? Okay. Kogitia Murasaki again, but this is Ni. Maybe this is colors. These are not working. These are the guards' mantles, but they've been oh gosh, I'm so tired. My brain is cooked. I've been doing this for almost an hour already. What's the word? Swizzled. PS2 can swizzle textures to help optimize them. I don't know. It's the guards' mantles. You can kind of get an idea of what it would look like. I'm sorry that the converted files I have is thing. Guard A mask 0405. How have I not seen this? This looks like Emon's mask to me. Cool. It looks cool. I like the thing. Alright, guard B. Face 04. You can go with your friend. Oh, his skin's like really red. I don't know if that's just his natural skin tone or if he needs to wear some like sunscreen. Guard D face 03. Yep, you're going with the silly little fellas. Guard E. So guard C just doesn't have his own face. He uses guard A's. Kind of weird. This guy's got like an awful facial hair though. Or whatever. Ooh, the next texture coming up looks uncomfortable. Guard foot A03 Kogitia. Sure. That's awful. What am I looking at? Guard hand A03 MIP. Oh, it's their hands. Okay, it looked. Oh, that doesn't look. I don't like that. That looks yucky. Guard knee A03 Kogitia MIP. Where? Guard sword all map. What am I doing with my life? It's the sword texture. Yeah, that looks cool. Their swords look nice. Hamon. This is a ripple, which in Japanese is called Hamon, which I'm sure you're aware if you've watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Harpoon sight. I don't like this as much as the bow sight. It looks like way more unfinished. I don't like that. Let's see the C tier. Himeji BB. Himeji is the term used for the bridge all the time, so that's it. That goes in. That's a nice texture. That's B. That's the like slow. That's the cutout that replaces the bridge when you're far from it. Himeji block, Monyo. That's a very versatile texture. I really like it. Very, very good. Himeji block top. This is less versatile. It works for what it's meant to be. You actually find some of them around the sky towers or the save icons. Sorry, I'm not sure why they're there. It's just the designer was looking for a prop. It doesn't make much sense. So Himeji Monyo. That's the same thing earlier, but paler. Which one do I like more? This goes down. It's more desaturated. Himeji pole. I'll have you guess what this is used for. I actually don't know. Is this used for the pillars? Probably. That's a nice texture. You could do a lot with that. Himeji road. this I used the Japanese R even though it's an English word. This is the road texture at the top of the bridge if you want to walk for 8 minutes and get prevented from leaving. It's nice. You could do stuff with it. Himeji shadow. I mean, C because it's cool, but like this is a shadow texture. It's just to cast the shadow of the bridge. Himeji shadow 2, same thing. This one's a little cooler, I guess. This one's D tier, that one's C tier because it's a little cooler. Himeji side 2. Yeah, that works. Himeji side add. This is what gives them the go effect before they explode in the ending. Or like by explode I mean like I don't know. You know what I'm talking. God, I'm like a sixth of the weight. What am I doing? Himeji stone. I'm not sure what this is used for. Looks like moldy cheese. Himeji tower block dest. No idea. You could use it for something. Himeji block CK4. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping. This is Himeji Tower block K2. That's nice. That's a very versatile texture. That's an 8. It is now 3 in the morning. Himeji Tower block K3. These are the exact same texture. What am I doing with my life? What are these? Why are they slightly different? What is the difference? Oh, it's the center that's different. Well, these two look exactly the same. This one's a copy, so that one goes down. What was that one? I'm calling it out on twitter.com. That is Himeji Tower K3 MIP. Oh, it is a copy. It's just the one with MIP maps. Weird. Himeji Tower block K4. Oh, that's a nice texture. Himeji Tower grass. Meh. Himeji Tower grass 2. Meh. That one's worse because it's weirdly bright. HN. We've got a dev signature again. Yippee! HN is Hitoshi Niwa. A Jakuten, which is arrow weak points. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. They redesigned how these looked at one point. Jakuten 04 MT. Where on earth is this used for? This is also an arrow weak point that was apparently used for something. That looks cool as hell though. I'm putting that up in A tier. I like that. Oh, sorry, that one goes up. B Jakuten 02. Looks exactly the same, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe a bit brighter. Jakuten 04 MT. But this is B instead of A. Okay. Am I losing my mind? That is exactly the same. What was Niwa cooking? I do not understand. I can go down there because it's the same. We're in the Niwa zone, folks. HN bird A Hone edge. Hone means bone. Look at me. Yeah, that's a nice bird texture. HN bird Hifu A4. Hifu means skin, I think. That's quite useful. HN bird Hifu BO4. Black Ops 4. I don't know, what am I doing? HN Bird Soko 01. That's a nice looking texture. HN Bird Soko 02. I don't like it as much. Hang on, I need to message me. I need to message people to complain about this thing that I've done myself. might be stupid for having tried this. Alright, what have we got next? Hey-chan, bird, Soko, 03. Soko. I can't do the extended vowels very well, I'm sorry. It's CTO, it's thing. Hey-chan, bluefish, Texo 5, 128. Is that actually 128 by 128? How big is that texture? What are they doing giving the fish 128? Okay. Yeah, that's a great fish. Good job, Niwa. HN Bone 16. Very versatile texture that I like. Hey. HN Bone Block 04. That's block spelled with a K. I don't know what you'd use this for. I guess edge detailing. I can't do this. Where is... How much is left? I can't... Oh. Oh, this is so much. What have I done? I'm sorry, everyone. I will come back to this at some point. Let me save it. Thank you for watching so far. I'll make a part 2, I guess. Ciao.